Ivey.com. Mr. Ivey know the show must go on. And far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised arms, closed fists, yeah, too strong. Team NI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real, jumping like hopscotch. Nobody harder than, oh no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlative, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? Jono be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivey, so superlative like a bag of Grippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati red tag. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 5-1-3, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. My people at. People at.
I don't care where you go in this world, there are essentially two types of people: button pushers and button watchers. Do a quick Google search of your own soul and decide who you are and react accordingly. Here is my number, 513-873-7134. It comes with a bit of a bargain, though. You're going to use that number. All I ask is that you open your mind before you open your mouth. Good morning. Welcome back to the show. Just a few minutes after 8 a.m. this morning. And as always, my pleasure to be with you. Good morning to you. I was getting my tea in before the show, and I'm feeling great. Today is a beautiful Thursday. It's September the 26th, 2019, y'all. We just 3 months away from 2020. Depending on your age, in your lifestyle, did you ever think you'd see 2020? Flying cars, space travel, teleportation, Soylent Green, CO2 emissions, polar ice caps are melting. We got about an inch of topsoil left, and we are living in the last days of common sense. But at least we're together. We're going to ride this one out. You know, again, folks, it's my theory that the last days, the biblical last days, are preceded by the last days of common sense. So hopefully that should alarm you, wake you up this morning. If you want to share your thoughts, I give you the number. I'll give it to you one more time, 513-873-7134. Let's be honest here. Reflexively, I'll probably give it out a whole lot more within this hour. But I want to chop it up with you. I want to talk about everything that's happened within the last 24 hours and perhaps bring some things to your attention that you may or may not have already been thinking about. If you want to share, because this show is very interactive, if you want to add something to the conversation, you can do so very easily. You got the number. You can join the Chop Shop, which is like a chat room, Chop Shop with the choppers. Good people, but razor sharp claws. I will say that much. Good people, but razor sharp claws. If you can make it in the Chop Shop, you can make it anywhere. All right. You can join. You can add an avatar. You can add, your own little personality. You can do whatever you want to do. Okay. But we don't start cursing until after 9:30. New rule. I've been scolded by the folks out there that are traveling with their children, which I've got a 4-year-old. I'm trying my best. But I'm sitting in the confines of my home studio, running my own personal stream. Sometimes it gets the better of me. I must admit. I must admit. So you can interact that way. You can also join. So there's a Facebook group. It's a closed group, and it's called The Friends Who Like the Nathan Ivey Show. And a lot of folks in there listen to the show. They interact in there, and they post in there. I go there every day to get show ideas. I use that as show prep. I use that at a point as show prep because I can't see everything. And then, I got my personal taste and my sort of digital routine on a daily basis. And everyone does. You might come across something that's interesting, something you're like, man, why is Nate not talking about this? That's a great way to bring it to my attention. You can always come in here and send a message, as many people do. You can always interact that way. And you can always send me a direct message as well. Speaking of direct messages, all of the tickets are gone. I'll be contacting everybody and making sure you understand who won. To me, it was first come, first serve. It's a great thing about the DM is because it's time stamped, and I can see perfectly who got in first. So the tickets are all gone. Now, there may be an opportunity for some more tickets, and I'll let you know, and I'll confirm tomorrow. It's going to be a quick turnaround because Tommy Davidson is going to be performing at the Ludlow Garage. They're doing concert series, but also bringing in comics as well. And a lot of folks don't know about this. He ain't doing a whole lot of press, but he will be there. And it looks like we'll have maybe 4 pairs of tickets, so that we'll give it out to you. I'm not really interested. I mean, I'm not hating on Tommy. Okay, maybe I might show up on a media tip, but I want you to enjoy. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know tomorrow. And we're scheduled to have a conversation with Tommy Davidson for maybe about 10, 15 minutes. And he'll talk about his stand-up, and I'll ask him about Living Color and all the things that, you would ask someone like a Tommy Davidson if you got questions. Because perhaps maybe you saw him like on the Breakfast Club or you saw him somewhere else. Let me know. Shoot him to me. That's at 8:15 a.m. tomorrow morning. The show's going to start at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, so that's a real quick turnaround. So just to give you a heads up. And again, we may have tickets for you, and I'll let you know between now and tomorrow. I'll confirm today and let you know between now and tomorrow. You have to listen to the show to get the tickets. You have to listen to the show to get the tickets. All right, so that's tomorrow, though. As I said, I will let you know. Today, Man, as always, I want to talk about people, politics, and pleasure. That's what I want to talk about. Nas has a brand new song it's called War on Love. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I may play that for you, get your thoughts and your reaction. We must discuss. We must discuss. Nicole Murphy, who is a part of my fantasy file, so this is perfectly within the realms of me talking about it. You know, we established this many years ago. She recently went on the Wendy Williams show, first time since she got caught with that photograph of her kissing that married man. That married man was Antoine Fuqua. And what did I tell you? You can't really hate on Antoine Fuqua. It's none of your business. That's between him, his wife, and Nicole Murphy. But it didn't look good. It looked like they would have it looked like some morning after kisses. You know what I'm saying? Like last night we had an intense time together. This morning, everybody's feeling real friendly. It's one of those kind of kisses. And I'm like, what? I was jealous as hell. I must admit to you. I was jelly. That's the kind of problem I'm looking for right now. And I'm joking with you on that. But, seriously, I mean, come on. This is Nicole Murphy. You can't get mad at this man. Men are weak. I blame her. Married man. He's been married for a long time. He's married to Layla Rashawn. Remember her? Sunshine? Remember Sunshine from Rage in Harlem and among other things. She did a lot of good stuff. And she looks a little different now. Looks a little different now. I don't know if that was part of the problem. It's not my business, but I'm just saying, leave that brother alone. We got real problems out here. And plus, black men don't cheat. So what you think you saw, you didn't really see. Never really happened. But I thought it was interesting because I watched it a little bit of it yesterday. I'll be lying to you. I watched most of it yesterday. I just tailed off on the last part of it. I'm like, I got what I needed. And she apologized. She said it was a mistake. People make mistakes. And she's right. People make mistakes. Come on now. You ain't perfect. You ain't perfect. And men are just weak creatures. Some of them anyway. Some men are weaker than others. And that's a tough thing to say no to. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm married for 19 years. I told the wifey straight up, that's tough to say no to. You're going to have to accept my apology on that one. Didn't go too well, but, it was like hypothetical, so I'm cool, right? 513-873-7134. Them Democrats are beating that impeachment bandwagon, boy. They think they got something here, don't they? Woo, these Democrats, they think they got them. They think they finally got Trump. But you know what? Trump don't give a shit about none of this. He really don't. He's 70 years old. He's 70 years old. He's got people trying to open his taxes. He's got people looking into all kinds of possible violations. To me, this is normal for Trump. He ain't worried about this. Impeach these. I mean, he's in the third year of his term. So if he's impeached, that means he don't have to go out on the road. Right? He doesn't have to go out on the road. And if you impeach him, what is he going to say? He's going to be like some kind of martyr. He'll be a martyr. If they impeach Donald Trump, and by they I mean the Democrats, which ain't going to happen because you got to think about the U.S. Senate. I mean, if the Republican Party has been willing to roll with Donald Trump to this point, what makes you think that when it comes to impeachment, all of a sudden they're going, oh, we're talking impeachment? Well, this is different. They're going to do what they always do. I don't care how compelling the argument is made by the House of Representatives. I just don't see the U.S. Senate, where you got a majority Republicans, deciding to move forward to impeach their guy. They rolled with him through Stormy Daniels. Remember Stormy Daniels? Remember he lied about this? Like, no, I don't know that woman. You know that woman. You know that woman. You know her. Lies, 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 lies. Remember the other woman who was like a Miss USA contestant? He lied about that. She came on TV. No, people don't care about that. Remember Charlestown, the thing, oh, it's people on both sides. It's pretty cool. Some of these neo-Nazis that want to burn, kill, rape, pillage, and push non-white people back into the sea, they're pretty good people too. And the Republican Party stood by him. So all of a sudden you think they're gonna be overwhelmed by the information about the Ukraine. Trump did the same thing with the Russians. You see a pattern? Oh, Russia, if you're listening, can you release the 50,000 emails later that day? Somebody hacks into the DNC and releases the information to the world. Coincidence? Hell no. This is what Trump does. I listened to the audio. It's clear. It's Trump being Trump. Trump is so completely narcissistic, self-involved, that he's willing to reach out to anybody to use any influence he has to get what he needs. If that means he's got to persuade the Ukraine to do an investigation into Biden and his son, this so big, that ain't shit. Excuse my language. That's nothing for Trump. Keep in mind, this is the guy that went on TV, vilified, criminalized, and asked for the death penalty of the so-called Central Park Five, and to this day has never apologized. Do you think that Donald Trump gives a damn about this? I don't care. If they impeach him, it's like, whoo, I can go back to being Donald now. I can start chasing this tail 24/7 again. Yeah. Disco balls will start dropping from the top of the, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Trump, I just get the sense that I don't think it's really going to touch Trump one way or the other. Impeachment or not. If they impeach him, he'll be a martyr to the far left, to far rightist. Oh my God. He'll be a martyr. He'll be an example of the liberal media, the blacks, the Jews, the transgenders all conspired against Donald Trump, the righteous white man. That same shit that, excuse my language, that Rush Limbaugh has been talking about since the 80s. Remember back in the 80s, he was talking about how the righteous white man was under attack? They still think they under attack. Yeah. Under attack because they don't have no goddamn slaves no more. That's why. Now you're under attack. Because we don't want to be slaves no more. It's crazy where we live in. We are truly living in the last days of common sense. There's no doubt about that, my friends. Thank you for being here. 513-873-7134 if you would like to share your thoughts this morning. They're having a chicken wing festival in downtown this weekend. And as a black person, I'm a little bit torn about this. Public consumption of chicken. Now, like I told you before, at the end of the day, I don't give a damn. I dance when I want to dance, whether you think I can or not. And I eat what I want to eat when I get hungry. That's what I do. Period. But I want to ask you, are you going to go down to the Chicken Wing Festival that's going to be held on, where is it? It's downtown at the new park down there in the over the Rhine area. I'm saying downtown, in the over the Round area. Washington Park. It's going to be held at Washington Park. So they're going to be doing chicken wings, which sounds, I mean, if you like chicken wings, you're like, should you go? To go or not to go? That is the question. How many people have ran their ass down here? I think my wife, quite honestly, if I had to be honest with you, I think right now my wife is at that downtown Kroger. She said, I'm going to go to work a little late. I'm going to Kroger. You going to Kroger? She just got to go down to the Kroger store. Yeah, I'm like, embarrassing us. Down there at the damn Kroger store early in the morning. They just opened. We had a real conversation this morning. I'm like, you going down to the Kroger store? Really? Why? It's just food. That's what I said. I said, it's just food. I mean, bump going down there. I'll say it again. Whatever innovations they put in that downtown Kroger store, they better put them in every Kroger store. I don't want the downtown Kroger store to be the Walnut Hills High School of local grocery stores, meaning that it's separate and unequal, and we just accept it. Hell no. That you can't give me one reason why that Kroger store downtown should have innovations or selections, or maybe it's got a better organic food. It's biased. I want the same shit everywhere. Any Kroger I go into, I want the same stuff. So I'm not all, are you one of these people who's got to run down to the Kroger store? Be honest. I know I'm shaming you a little bit, but be honest, be you. The realest thing you can ever be is just be you. And this is a big write-up right here in the paper about it. 9 things to know about Cincinnati's new downtown Kroger store. Well, I want to add one. That's 10. And that's the Reverend Jesse Jackson said, don't go down there. Race traitors. If you go down to the Kroger store and you're black, you are a race traitor. Be clear. Let's be clear. You go down there, you are a race traitor. The Reverend Jesse Jackson was here, and he tried to bring attention to the fact that he felt like the Kroger store really wasn't representing for the black community. That across the country, they were divesting in black neighborhoods, creating what's called food deserts. Food deserts where you can't get, the closest thing to you is some damn Grippos and a hot pickle. That shit ain't healthy. It's not healthy. Don't laugh. That is not healthy. And so he was raising awareness, and I'm the only one to bring it up. Now, I know it's an inconvenient truth, but it's the truth. That's the 10 things, not 9 things. Cincinnati's got it wrong. Cincinnati.com has it wrong. Let me look at their list here. Nope, no mention of Jesse Jackson. So there's a 10 thing. There's 10 things that you to know about Cincinnati's new downtown Kroger. Ah, man. This is just me. Well, one thing officially is not the downtown Kroger. I'm wrong. It's Kroger on the Rhine. Kroger on the Rhine. Okay. It's the downtown motherfucking Kroger, period. That's what it is. But they want people to call it the Kroger on the Rhine. It's got a Murray's cheese bar. It's got all kinds of shit. Chef Paul Sturkey will oversee Kroger's Kitchen 1883. It's a family restaurant chain that's already in a dozen Kroger stores. So they got a restaurant chain. And my question is, how many black businesses? It's great. And my question is, how many black businesses, black firms are going to be in that building to kick off? I think that's a fair question. Very fair question. But what do you think? Again, 513-873-7134. I know some of y'all going to be running down there this weekend. Don't lie. My wife is there right. I'm expecting her to come home at any moment. I'm in my home studio broadcasting today. I'm expecting her to come in at any moment talking about the experience. Hell, it's wrong. Maybe we get on the air and she can tell us. Further embarrass herself down there. Running down there, that Kroger store. Good morning to you. Okay, let's take an early phone call. Not an early phone call. Let's take an early phone call from John from Princeton, New Jersey. I swear I won't let him ramble on, but let's see what's on his mind. Good morning, John. What's going on?
Good morning, Mr. Nathan Ivey and the good people of Cincinnati, as well as the good people around the world. And yes, those choppers. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Welcome.
Great. Before we get into a lot of subject matters going on, we were just talking about Kroger's. We don't have Kroger's here. We have different brand name supermarkets around here. But, as you were talking about Jesse Jackson and his follies, you said he was in Cincinnati denouncing Kroger's, telling people not to go to Kroger's.
Yeah.
What was all that about?
Well, because they had closed the store, I believe, down there. It was down south. I want to say South Carolina, and he was trying to raise attention to the fact that they weren't really representing the interests of black people across the country.
Okay. Kroger's is a national brand store across the country, right? Am I correct?
I believe you're correct.
I won't knock the Reverend Jesse Jackson right now, because you're going to read about him in my book next year, him and a couple other people. But Jesse is all about Jesse. The pattern hasn't changed, even though he slowed down. His Parkinson, but his Rainbow Coalition is all about money. It's all about the fleecing the companies, and rightfully so, no problem. But Jesse is about the inner circle, and I'm going to talk about that. His day is coming, and I'm sorry for all you Reverend Al Sharpton fans and Jesse's, but I'm going to say it for what it is. I'm not holding my tongue, Chuckles, when it comes to Jesse. But be very careful for people that scream loud, because those people that scream loud are fleecing your pockets, and it's all about the inner circle. Now, Crocer, you got to look at the bigger picture with Crocer. This store, national chain store. You think they're going to sit back and let Jesse run his mouth. They got two things they can do. Either they ignore Jesse and the publicity and the media will hit the fan, which is the pressure that Jesse has been doing on all these companies across the country when he wants to get his message across. Well, Jesse will get that magical call in the middle of the night. Jesse, how much? Or what do you want? Let's talk. And Jesse and his lynch people and his lawyers will go privately without the public knowing about it, and they'll cut the deal. So I'll leave it for that for now, because it's a lot more I'm going to talk about for some of these handkerchief wearing, Kool-Aid drinking, plantation, some of them black leaders. We'll deal with that another day, at another time. Let's get into the big news, which is what everybody's screaming about, and I'm sure you'll be eagerly watching at 9 o'clock news on the whistleblower. The whistleblower. And rightfully so. I mean, this particular person that's doing his job as much as El Presidente in the White House, some people call him 45, snake character. This is nothing new with this guy. He wants to break the laws. What's the big deal? But I often say, it's a little game that my sisters used to play when they were young. You remember those games, Nate and Ivey? Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, and Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And when all the king horses and all the king men couldn't put Trump back together again. That's what it's all about. He wants to be king of the world. He wants to be the dictator, Genghis Khan, any other things I want to call him. But some of you might think this will seal his doom. Hold the press. Not quite. Even if this is an inquiry, choppers, I'll say it again, an inquiry. Doesn't mean he's going to be impeached. It may lead to impeachment, but it's just an inquiry. If it gets the vote that they want, the 200-something vote to impeach, you got to get it past the Senate. Who controls the Senate? The rascally Republicans. And he stacked the deck. The Democrats can't even get the Senate. You saw what happened with Barack Obama. He couldn't get nothing done.
I mean, maybe if you voted, you could help in New Jersey. We talked about this, John.
Votes.
I mean, how you going to say the Democrats can't get the Senate, but you ain't even vote? We even talked about New Jersey specific, politicians and some of the politics, man, to help you out. And you still didn't vote. You still didn't vote. Got the nerve to talk about they can't even get the House. Well, if people like you keep talking and not doing anything, you're right about that.
Well, I will announce right now on Nathan Ivey Show. What time is it right now? It's about 8, almost 8:30. John from Princeton just registered 30 minutes ago online. Registered to vote. Can I get an applause for somebody? Oh, okay.
Did you screenshot it? Do you have any evidence, sir?
I'm waiting for the email. They said they're going to send me an email.
Send me the email, then you can get your applause. And then just because you registered last time. That's what you said.
Yes, I did.
And then you walked in there and wrote in Zorro and got the nerve to talk about they can't even get the Senate. Come on, John.
Didn't I say I was going to do what I was going to do? I registered. I went down there and checked off Zorro. That doesn't mean I'm going to vote for Hillary, crook, or Trump, the other crook. I didn't see no candidates in there that was worth my vote. So I have a choice to do what the American people are supposed to do. If you don't like what you see on the ballots, check off a write-in. I wrote in who I thought the best candidate was. And Zorro was that person. So we will see. 2020 is a long way to go. Let's not get too flustered. Let's stay on focus. That is a long way to go between now and Biden is not going to be the candidate. So choppers, don't get so flustered. Because if you put your vote in for that rat, he can't even answer the question of reparation. Another day at another time. So Elizabeth Warren will be the candidate. You know that, and I know that. As much as some of you people don't want to see a woman in the presidency, it's going to happen. And so everybody be careful what you want in getting Trump out of there. I want him to stay in there. He shows the presidency for what it is. It's a dictatorship. Your vote don't count. I want him to stay in there because Be careful what you ask for. You want that vice president in there? You think Trump is bad. This guy's a Genghis Khan, too. He's worse, they say. The research I'm doing on that character, oh, be careful what you ask for. Pinch is a rat, a quiet rat. You don't hear him saying nothing because he's dusting off his suits, cleaning his shoes, saying, get Trump out of there. I'll step in there, which is what the Republicans want. So this vote may come down. Doesn't mean it may get past the Senate. And if you think you want Pinch in there, wow. And if he gets in there, you know he's going to run for re-election. You dump Trump between now and before the year is out. Pinch walks in, he's going for re-election, and the Republicans will do everything they could to put him back in office.
You okay, John? Your voice sounds a little shaky, man. You all right?
Walking the dog.
Oh, okay. You walking. Okay.
We're walking and talking, so it's taking a lot of energy out.
Okay.
And holding the phone at the same time. But he wants to stop now to do number 1 and 2. So anyway, you know, we're talking about where everything is going. I'm going to eagerly watch this so-called turn to CNN, 9 o'clock, see the whistleblower. Do they have them? They don't have them. You know Trump, he'll say a lie. This is nothing. Nothing's going wrong. They're lying. Conspiracy, the left wing, Nancy Pelosi.
You got it. That's exactly what he's going to say. Spot on with that impersonation right there, man. Well, John, thank you for your call. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
How many lies has this guy since he's been in office?
Oh, like
somebody
it?
Counted.
You like it? You say you love him in office.
1,000 lies.
Oh, yeah, 2,000. But you like that.
Because,
like you just said, you like Trump in office.
I'll tell you why I want him in here. I've said to people, when Hillary went crazy, I think the Hillary machine, the Clinton machine, got pissed off because they lost their race. Well, she shot herself in the foot anyway. But anyway, that's another day. But I want Trump in there because I've been saying all along, you're seeing the presidency for what it is. They want the puppet. The 1% want the puppet, and he's the best puppet. He don't have to know anything, and he doesn't know anything. He's a doofus. But they got what they wanted, just like Bush and Cheney. They got Bush in there, the puppet in there. That's what they wanted. But Cheney was running the show and making millions of dollars with the war and all that stuff. That's in my book too, Choppers. That's coming. But they got the puppet they want. So I want Trump to stay in there, to piss off the American people. Make them mad. He should have been mad a long time ago. Better late than never. But they should have been mad.
Okay, we get it.
Trump's,
you want to burn it all down and build it back up again. I get it.
Yes, that's what should happen. Rip this so-called phony Constitution, flush it down the toilet. It means nothing. Well, they want me and you to believe in that garbage. But them, they do that dirt. And we've been seeing it for 2 years. And we'll continue seeing it. If you listen to CNN and MSNBC, these stations, oh, he's affecting our Constitution. Cut it out. What Constitution? You never had one. Stop that garbage. You want to believe in that garbage? Fine.
That was a good one. He's affecting our Constitution. That's hilarious, man. 3 ABs on that one.
You hear them say it all the time. I'm listening to these guys, and I just laugh. I said, what Constitution? You never had one. Jefferson mentioned it. Abraham Lincoln mentioned it. Martin Luther King mentioned it. Wars, money, profiteering. Trump is all about Trump. How much money can he get? How much can he steal? You heard what Trump said, and I'll leave you with this. I can go on Fifth Avenue in New York, commit a crime, and won't get locked up. I think he's probably right. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Thank you for the call, John. You get 3 ABs for that call. Made me laugh twice. 2 good impersonations. He's affecting our Constitution. I've heard some MSNBC hosts talking like that. Oh, the Constitution, will it survive? Will the Constitution survive? Oh, man, hilarious. Hilarious. I'll take it. I'll take that call. And I'll take your call as well at 513-873-7134 if you'd like to share your thoughts this morning. I'd love to hear them. What's going on? Good morning to the Choppers. Good morning to you. It wasn't until late in the show yesterday that I got a chance to actually greet the Choppers. I don't want to be that late today. Also, yesterday, I didn't get a chance to give you all the flows. 3 woke moves that every black man should consider. Also, this morning, I want to talk about African-American college loan debt, which they're saying is at an all-time high. How does that affect the community? In your opinion, in your words, how does that affect the community? We talk about black wealth building, Black Wall Street. We talk about these things, black home ownership. And now the next generation is going to be saddled with a record amount of student loan debt. Is it worth it? That's the other question for you. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is the student loan debt worth it? Well, I think it depends on what you do with it and what kind of degree it is, right? If you got a specialized degree, I'd say it's certainly worth it. Let's see, I'm seeing a typo in the word American, which I can spell. Let me correct that real quick in today's show title. Okay. I actually caught that one myself. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Got that. But I want to talk about numerous things. Like I said, I want to talk about a new article talking about the records amounts of African-American student loan debt. I want to know what you think is the overall impact of that. And if that's a major issue, then should that be a part of any black agenda, your black agenda, the black agenda? Should that be a part of your personal agenda as we look forward to, again, on all levels? That's not just a national issue. That's a state issue. That's a local issue, in my opinion. But will it be? You know, when I hear black people talking about issues, that don't come up. Well, it does come up. I can't say it doesn't come up. It just seems like the criminal justice issues and some other issues that are like maybe connected to headlines get just a little bit more play. But that does come up because I know a lot of black folks. Oh, the wifey just came home. How's the new Kroger? I think she stepped out. Walking in here with bags. I bet she happy. I was like, well, dude. I'm like, yo, you ain't got to do that. We can do that later in the day. She's like, this is my time, she said to me. Okay, take your time. Do you. Mason Muller writes, student loan bailout plan. Mm-hmm. That sounds like Elizabeth Warren. Is that the reason why she's surging in the polls? How do black people feel about Elizabeth Warren? How do you feel about Elizabeth Warren? How do you feel about her? She was here in Cincinnati earlier in the year. I can't remember what month. Over at Bogart's. And there were black people in the audience. How was the new Kroger? You didn't go to the new Kroger? She said she didn't go because my daughter wants to go with her. She decided not to go with her. I'm on the air telling people you went to the new Kroger. Oh, my gosh. Thanks for the heads up on that one. I'm messing with her. Jackie writes, send a copy, John. John just love to hear himself talk. Yes, he does. He does. I thought you was going to come in here with some stories about the new Kroger. Thank you. Tony writes, I'm totally messing with her. Tony writes, he's just going to vote for Zorro again. We already know where the story ends. It don't matter even if Elizabeth Warren is the nominee. He going to walk in there and write in Zorro because that's what he wants to do. John's like an anarchist, man. He's like a low level, low key anarchist. You know what I'm saying? He want to tear it all down and build it back up again, as if that's going to happen. I mean, I see a lot of possibilities in 2020. That ain't one of them. We're just going to burn everything down and tear it right back. We're going to break it back. We're going to build it right back up. Who's going to build it back up? John is on some other issues. She's just making excuses. Who said that? Tony, you so right. You so right. It don't matter what happens. Zorro, there's going to be, listen, you know how they have those articles after the major president, after the presidential elections, like the day or so after? They always have those funny little political, stories about the crazy names and places and things that people will write on the ballots. I guarantee you when they do that, they're going to report that somebody in New Jersey wrote Zorro on a ballot. It's going to be John. It's going to be John. Pat writes, good morning. Let me go way, way back to the beginning of the show. And then I need to take a quick break. We're going to switch things up at the top of the hour. But the first hour, I want to focus more on some local things that are happening and get your thoughts. But first, let me get a little bit of a beat here, DJ, if I can. Just in the background, very kind of lightly, please. You can do that for me. Appreciate it. Why am I talking to myself? Cincy Tigers writes, good morning. Ray writes, good morning, all. CG Dub writes, good morning, choppers. Mason Marler writes, morning, Nate and the choppers. Second day of school. Hashtag impeach. Okay. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. Kelly writes, good morning. Fast Pitch writes, good morning, all. Tiffany writes, morning. Casey writes, good morning, Nathan and the choppers. I'm sending positive, powerful vibrations from my hometown. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Okay. Always good to see you, Casey. Absolutely. CG Dub writes, Mason Marley, did I hear dude correctly on L Dub show when he said we need some ghetto in the White House? It's hilarious. Kush writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. John hashtag glorious writes, good morning. Pamela writes, Soylent Green? No. Soylent Green was a movie that came out in what, 80s? About a future dystopian sort of world in which the food had ran out. So the government was producing a company called Soylent Green, which was the primary, means of sustenance and protein or whatever that kept people alive. And they found out that the Soylent Green was just reprocessed human bodies. Everybody was cannibals. Didn't even know it. Pat writes, good morning. Ray writes, she says, what's up to Kush? Kush, I did get your email, man. Pamela writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. Tony writes, good morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the best part of the show, saying good morning. Drop writes, good morning, choppers. Hashtag impeach 45 in 2025. Oh, that's so funny. 2025 after a second term, huh? Trust but verify. Fake news. Enemy of black people. Is that right? Mr. Avery writes, morning. Good to see everybody. LOL, that's exactly what he said, CG Dub, and he's a Trump supporter. I couldn't figure it out either. Magnanimous King's in the house. He writes, good morning. Tracy writes, that wasn't no damn apology she gave. She arrogant AF. I mean, she's Nicole Murphy, Tracy. So is she going to be a little arrogant? Probably. You know what I'm saying? Probably. Now, I'm not trying to say Nicole Murphy is like some epitome of beauty. I ain't trying to say that at all. But she's in my fantasy file. So, you know what the rules are. You may come up on the show. And I'm willing to forgive. I'm willing to forgive. As if I've got some emotions in it for real, right? I'm willing to forgive her because things happen. Things happen. And like I said, if this was like, let's say this was a woman that slipped up with, I don't know, we'll say Idris Elba. I'll throw that out there. Then you would feel the same way. Like, you'd be like, well, you know what? That's effed up, but we understand. It's kind of like that. And, who knows? That might strengthen their marriage. That might make them come together. Once they have their issues, which is going to happen, might make them come back together stronger. I'm looking on the bright side of things. I mean, I put myself in that position. I'm like, what would I do? And I would resist to the very end. To the very end. But if something happened, like she said, people are human. That kind of ish happens all the time. See, that kind of stuff is happening with just normal folks that like work in like normal jobs, let alone people that's big time stars with millions of Instagram followers. Nicole Murphy got a full-time staff around her just making sure every part of her body is perfect. Normal women ain't got that. You ain't got that kind of time. Like the way she look is her job. So that's what she's doing. Like when you working And then you's like, man, can I get a little exercise in for an hour? She been chilling all day. You know what I'm saying? So, and she living off that Eddie Murphy money, so you know she ain't really working. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's work. I ain't gonna demean it because it's work. It depends on how hard you into it, but it's work, but it ain't work. Work is when you working for somebody else. That's work. Kinda. I don't know. For me, I've worked harder for myself than I have for anybody else. So it kind of contradicts what I'm saying a bit, but let me process and think. Let me think about this. I'm trying hard to smooth this over for her. I understand. Cincy Tigress has some eyes looking. I don't know what you looking at, Cincy Tigress? What you look eyeballing me like that? Look at that. I love emojis. D Greats from South Central, X Squad affiliate writes, Nate, good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Squad up. Mike Jones writes, you running for council? I am going to announce my plans for politics very, very shortly. And I'm going to announce it here on the show first, and shortly thereafter to the world. CG Doug writes, Nate thought he had some grapes. Did you bring any grapes, babe? That means yes. She says she's not going to answer it. You know the deal now. Grapes. Shout out to the grape god. You already know who that is. That's inside. I don't care what nobody say, man. Nino Brown be dropping some just great wisdom. I don't care what nobody say. People be trying to play him because he a little bit ghetto or raunchy, or some of those videos do be raunchy as hell. I admit it. But some of those videos, and they're meant to be like inspiring and funny. Some of those videos are classic to me. I'm sorry. Think what you want of me. I think Nino Brown is a prophet from the hip hop gods, sent to give us wisdom in a way that maybe some people can only take it in a certain way like that. I was watching Nino this morning. Get a little exercise in the morning and watch some Nino Brown. Oh, that's a great way to start your day. And get some grapes. Seedless, please. That's hilarious. I don't think I'm going to get any grapes this morning, though. Magnanimous writes, folks want to see Nicole Murphy sobbing with her apology like she kissed their husband too. LOL, and yes, Nicole is definitely fantasy foul worthy after birthing about 100 kids. Right. That's the other thing. She looking like that. She done had like 9 kids. She's had like 9 children, man. That's amazing. See, that just goes to show you, we can work out at any age and get your body back. It don't matter how old you are. It really don't matter. As long as you keep your face is gonna age because it's always in the sun. But have you ever seen somebody that's like in a really good shape in their 40s and 50s? Their body looks as young as a 20 or 30-year-old. Because you can keep your body looking real good if you eat right and working out. Your face, the things that's like exposed to the sun, that shit gonna wrinkle. Good thing black don't crack. We always got that to fall back on. That is great. Tiffany writes, that's what surgery can do for you. Yeah, that's the other thing. You're right about that. I wouldn't, these Hollywood types, man, they got time to do like that. They got time to sit around and get the best surgeon and go to the spa for 6 weeks and get a coconut lavender rub exfoliant from head to toe. You know what I'm saying? They can afford to have the time, the luxury to do all that kind of stuff. If we had time to do that, we could look like that too. So listen, don't get me wrong. I ain't trying to say she's some kind of incredible beauty standard. But I'm just saying though. Women are such hypocrites too. Women that talk all that, what time is it? Women that talk all that stuff. They'll talk all that stuff about fidelity until one of their friends is creeping with a dude that is like on some Idris Elba type. Then it's like, well, that's you. I understand. I ain't gonna say nothing. Hypocrites, man. I'm telling you. I live with a black woman. Know what I'm talking about. CG Dub writes, Nate, don't be caping for Nicole Murphy. She a grown-ass woman who can hold and handle her own. Hashtag go sit down. Stop hating. Stop the hate. Start the love. I ain't caping for nobody. I'm just simply saying, you know, I'm pulling out. I'm caping. I am caping. You're right, I am. I admit it. But that's what you get when you're in my fantasy foul. I will cape for you. It is what it is. You can queue up the Superman if you want to. You can queue up the Soldier Boy if you want to. CG Dub in here hating. Mason Mahler writes, does Nicole Murphy have a videotape asking for a friend? I don't know, man. I don't know if she has a videotape. When you say videotape, I'm getting a sense of what you're talking about. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Oh, man. Pamela writes, safe to come back in at Magnanimous. I have been leaving for months when John comes on. It's the creepiest whisper. I can't stand it. Sometimes I'm forced to listen to him like I'm in the shower and can't get to the phone to turn his ass off. Damn, Pamela, is it that deep with John? Seriously? Is it that deep? You see, I'm in the shower, can't get to the phone. I'm trying to visualize that. That's a tough situation. Oh my gosh. He said the creepy whisper. I'm not gonna touch that. I'll leave it alone. Tanika writes, money does a body good. I'm just saying, you're right. You're right. But you know, it's a lot of people that have money and time and their body ain't right because they still lazy. I'm just saying, like, if you're inclined to be physically fit and you had the time and the money to do it the way that you wanted to, no matter what that meant, then yeah, all of us would be in a better situation. Like if I had somebody that could come in here and cook for me and use only the kind of stuff that I need that's based upon the analysis they do on my body, then obviously, right, I'm going to be eating better and that could transfer into, you know, manifesting in the way that I look, right? That's why these Hollywood types be looking like that. In between strips, you know, shootings and scripts and things like that. What do you think these Hollywood actors are doing? They're chilling. Now, some of them are chilling doing drugs all day. But some of them is like on that, you know, renewal type of things. You know what they do in the NFL? They do the game on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, that's renewal, recovery. We don't do that. We don't think about recovery in our jobs. But even though you might do a 9 to 5 and you sitting and doing stuff, you got to have some recovery time, recharge time, get back out there time. We call it vacation. Comes every once in a while. Drop writes, Ohio households income. Tanika writes, yes, it's that deep. John's voice totally creeps me out too. Really? Drop writes, hey TNT, how was the Sean King event? Did you go? I had a ticket to the event and did not go. I did not go, but I had a good reason though. A very good reason. And ended up having a good time nonetheless. Really good. I'll share with you in a minute. If anybody got a chance to go, I didn't see anything on Facebook for any of my friends or anything. I don't know if anybody got a chance to go, but I'd love to know how it went down. What did he say? And I can cape for whoever I want to. Y'all be caping for people all the time. Cerintha writes, morning. Broadway Flo writes, if Bunky said it, it's law. Hashtag relationship expert. Bunky writes, as the relationship expert in Cyber Wakanda, Nicole Murphy is certified chewable. What? That's a little too much. That's a little too much for me. Oh boy. Tanika writes, if Liz can get rid of my student loans, she has my vote any day. I know that's right. Like, how realistic are those plans though? Like, I love the plan that says we're going to get rid of student loan, but how do you actually do that? Even Zara was like, don't put that ish on me. That's funny. I'll take Elizabeth over Crazy Joe. I'll take Elizabeth over Crazy Joe too. I like some of what Warren has to say, but Pardon me. You need a Democratic Senate to get anything done. I'm just saying. Drop rights, we can't spell either. I'm moving backwards. Drop rights, today is a good day for a Democrat versus alt-middle debate. I'm down. You telling you I'm down. Tony writes, I get some of my best housework done while John's on the phone. See, y'all being mean to John for no reason. I love John's phone calls. John will be anywhere in the world, literally. John will be on the beach in Saint-Tropez. He'll call on Nathan Ivey show. Now, I gotta love that. Does he sometimes, does the tone of his conversation, like, John will be talking about picking up women. And John is an interesting character, man. He really is. Funny dude, very smart too. Mason Marlon writes, John is at an Asian massage parlor. Speaking of Asian massage parlor, you kind of opened the door there. I was thinking about Antonio Brown and everything he's going through. And remember, you had the Patriots owner, Robert Kraft, who was at a massage parlor that was under surveillance for possible human trafficking violations. And that all seemed to go away. I think that's a choice. Mason Muller writes, Pence is not Trump, doesn't have the following. Nice try, John. Right. Pence is not Trump. Mason Muller writes, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. I'm gonna have to get that sound effect in. You're gonna keep using that. Let's do it official. If he's registered last time, why does he need to register again? Tracy, I thought the same thing. Now, I'm not particular about the laws. Like in New Jersey, do you have to re-register every 3 years? Because in Ohio, you don't have to do that. Tracy, I caught that too. Now, I didn't want to call John a liar, but believe me, that didn't go past me. So basically, John claimed, so either one or two things is true. Either John didn't register 3 years ago, or he didn't register. He said he just registered last week or online or something like that. Yesterday or something like that. Or both those things can't be true unless there's some distinctions about election laws in New Jersey. That's where John would vote that we just are not aware of, which is possible. I'll leave the door open for that. But John should have to explain. John, if you're listening, you do have to explain that, man. What's up with registering 3 years apart? Because you don't have to do that in Ohio. Is that what the Republicans are making you do, man? Damn. Great point, Tracy. Jackie writes, I think I read that. I'm moving backwards here, but I want to make sure I get most of the comments in before I take a break. Tony writes, bathroom break. See, y'all wrong. Miss D writes, greetings. Y'all is wrong. Now, when I said something about John, everybody wanted to jump on me. Oh, he's your biggest supporter, Nate. Why you going to say that? I'm like, I'm just being real. I forget what it was. We just had to end the conversation. It was just time to stop. People start sending me messages. How you going to do that to John? And John be calling all the time. I'm like, I'm the one that defends John like I'm doing right now. Fam writes, Pammy is right. John is an obnoxious out-of-towner who thinks we're just a bunch of small-time hicks. I blame Nathan's old employer and the morning talk guy for John. They created this insufferable monster. You know what? I'm not even going to respond to you, B. It ain't even worth me. I'm not even going to dignify with a response. I'm just going to move on. Fame. This dude. Somebody writes, John sounds a little creepy this morning, but I bet he has a pee-pee tape. What? I'm taking a break. With that, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. I'm live. I'm local. And I'm vocal. Powered by Sin Digital Media, a new urban voice in Cincinnati. And we will be right back.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
So you're giving up, just like that.
Giving up on what?
I'm getting an inheritance from a distant relative.
Don't you think if there were a billionaire in the family, we'd know about it by now?
Listen to me, we are one phone call away from riding horses on our own private polo grounds. One call from christening yachts, having a butler, using summer as a verb.
How do you figure?
Look, everyone's got a rich uncle somewhere. It's statistics. So the best thing you can do is just prepare for the inevitable.
Right, which is why I thought maybe it would be smart to take control of my finances. You know, start using a budget, get out of debt, set some retirement goals.
Budgets? Debt? You watch your mouth. Retirement shouldn't be a goal for us. It should be a way of life.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher. Be my teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you?
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you. I dare you. I dare you.
I'm waiting.
Before you book your next photographer, ask yourself this. Do they have the skill and experience to handle your project? Can they provide outstanding images at an affordable rate? You may want to consider Shanghai. With Shanghai Imaging, you not only receive quality custom images, but a reliable professional photographer ready to handle your visual needs. Shanghai Imaging specializes in wedding and family photography, personal boudoir videography, real estate photography, and even modeling portfolios at a great affordable rate. Well, what are you waiting for? Contact Shanghai at 513-278-7717 or visit their website at shanghaiimaging.com today, because imaging is everything.
People are always talking about the stock market, always looking to invest in a good opportunity, something with the potential to grow. So what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock where you invest to make money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps students like me go to college, which ends up making the future better for everybody. I could be the first college graduate in my family, the first district attorney for my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there will be a second and a third. This can really be the start of something. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
How many people are going to be going down to the event called Blink? Just kind of curious. It's called Blink. They do it, I think this will be the second year, maybe the third year they do it. And it's like an outdoor light show using the natural landscape and the buildings and the bridges and the streets of downtown Cincinnati. And I got a chance to go to it last year. They had, it was pretty different. But I thought it was pretty dope at the same time. I'm just curious. May have an opportunity for the Choppers exclusive. Just let me know if you're thinking about going down there. You can just leave it in the chop shop. I'm just curious. Somewhat of an unofficial poll. See, where should we go from here? Again, I want to give you a sense of what's happened over the last 24 hours. The Amber Geiger trial continues. A lot of speculation as to what kind of time she's going to end up getting. And I think a lot of people are watching that. And, there's so many things about that case that is just, I think, a perfect sort of test model, right? Or an example of some of the issues that people have when it comes to law enforcement. And even in the Amber Geiger case, aside from what she did and trying to find evidence they could use against him, like him smoking marijuana, which is one of the reasons why I think that you saw that in a very expert way in terms of telling his story, the prosecuting attorney just kind of put it out there about Botham Jean smoking marijuana, whatever. See, that marijuana stuff, pardon me, that marijuana stuff has been used to vilify, black people, especially when they get into a context of like a police officer involved situation. Remember, they did the same thing with Trayvon Martin. He posted something about marijuana or something, and that was somehow used as a character assassination. Meanwhile, the whole country's going green. Everybody's waiting for it. White people are waiting for it. Right? So they did that, and then, it looked like the police union and the police department was trying to defend her, right? So there's a lot of conversations about that. It's not just her actions, but the actions of the police department, where you have an officer that makes a mistake. Let's just say it was an honest mistake. Period. And you still got to pay for it. But the police department down there was trying to cover for her. Just off the strength. Doing the same thing they claim that the streets do, right? Here you are protecting a shooter. You know what I'm saying? It's just so ironic how this all talks, everybody, anti-snitching, tell the truth, drop a dime, go 6ix9ine on them. But you don't see police officers doing that. You don't see police officers going 6ix9ine. Because when they do talk, going all, Tekashi 6ix9ine on them, because they'll be 6 feet under. You'll never see that. So keep your eyes on that. I'll be watching it. The world should be watching that. We need to constrain police officers. Listen, just like I don't trust Americans with certain type of weapons, I just don't trust us. At this point, from what I'm seeing, we need to have more tighter controls and rethink the rules of engagements for police officers across the country. And they don't like it, then they can get the hell off the force. They don't like it, get the hell off the force. Because, I saw a video within the last 24 hours of a white dude. And he was like doing one of these YouTube videos where they videotape whenever the police pull them over. And what they'll do is they won't pull the window down, which legally, from what I understand it, you don't have to have the window all the way down. And for whatever reason, some of these officers get so mad about that. And I think it's just all ego. It's just all ego. It's just, I told you to and you didn't move fast enough. So he's talking to the dude. The dude is answering every question. And the officer keeps telling him to let the window down. He said, I'm not going to let the window down. He didn't say open the door. He just said, let the window down. Now they're talking through a crack, but the officer has a problem. His ego gets involved. He's mad because the guy won't do what he told him to do. So he calls for backup. And he clearly says something that is not true. He said basically the guy wasn't obeying his commands, which from what I gather from all these videos I've seen, when an officer calls that in, the officers that show up, man, they show up on Rambo stage. They show up like Rambo. And the dude's just talking to him the whole time, but he tells him like, look, you're probably going to get arrested now. The guy's like, arrested for what? Because I wouldn't let the window down? These officers know what they're doing. Sometimes they look, stop resisting. Come on now. Stop. There's nobody in law enforcement that can justify that. That cannot be justified. But listen, John just called back in. I'm going to allow it because we were talking about him. So maybe he heard that and he has something to say. Hey, John, what's going on? I hear you clearing your voice now. You don't want to sound creepy, huh?
I don't want to break your rule, but I could not resist. If you go to your email, I just sent you a picture of my online registration, which I have to mail in choppers because I had a problem the last time, the 2018 election. I did the online and nobody couldn't find it. So this time they're making me do it again. And I'm filling it out and they want me to mail it in. I just sent you a picture of it for you choppers that think I didn't do it.
Did you email me? Did you email me? Did you email me or did you text it to me?
I think I texted to you.
Okay, let me see here.
About 5 minutes ago, about 5 to 10 minutes ago, and also to that creepy Pamela. I couldn't resist as I was walking the dog. You know, if you got to take my voice into the shower and listen to me, that's a little creepy, Pamela. But I can play that game. Maybe you wanted to hear my voice, and maybe you wanted me to give you a massage after you came out of the shower. It's a little creepy, Pamela. Have a nice day.
We will try our best after that. We will try our absolute best to have a nice day. Pamela, how we feeling out there right now? Let me catch up with the chat. How we feeling? You good? John is hilarious, man. I haven't yet to receive an email, though. I don't got no emails. Let me check my text messages here. I don't have any emails, and I don't have no text messages. Maybe it's still coming. Okay. What about that? He said maybe you wanted to hear my voice. TNT writes, John's voice is about to get me too'd. Oh, man. Mason Marler writes, what big teeth you have, Grandma. You are funny for that. CG Dub, that's how we're feeling. Ben writes, John needs a week suspension for that one. What in the hell? Pamela, are you there still? Tony writes, the memes on 6ix9ine are hilarious. They are. I've seen some good ones. I've seen some real good ones. Angela writes, I have Blink VIP. Oh, snap. You got the VIP package? It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Renee writes, love Blink. I will be there again this year. Okay. Well, let's look up. Let's link up. I mean, it'll be great if we can get the choppers together for Blink and hang out. We can all stumble through the streets together as a group. That's what people usually do because they'll have parades and shit like that. I think it'll be a cool little different kind of outing. And I am 100% down. Let me know. I'm 100% down. Like, October is getting real busy. So let me just reiterate what's happening in October with the Chop Shop. So early in October, I'm going to squeeze in on probably a Saturday, a Chopper meet and greet. Now, if we can squeeze that into Blink, that works for me too. That works too. All right. On the 13th, which is a Sunday, we're going to do the CCW class, 100%. Show. Once I get the notification of either one of those apps, that'll confirm your spot. That's Barrage. I like those pants. Yeah. It matches the phone too. Sorry, the wifey came in and distracted me. She got on some crazy pants today. I like those. But anyway, so October the 13th, CCW class, $90. You do not have to bring your own weapon, but if you want to, you can. We're going to fire 2 types of weapons, a revolver and also an automatic. I think they're going to have some other weapons that if we have the time, that perhaps you might get a chance to fire as well. This is the first of many CCW classes. What I'm hoping is I can get the majority of the choppers that are interested, and we can start going through not just your CCW class, but it's something more tactical. So you might be ready for an emergent situation. You can't trust these mofos these days. Is it 9:30 yet? See, 9:30 is a new rule. We can start cursing then. Because by then, the kid should be at school. If your kid ain't in school at 9:30, they're probably cursing anyway. All right? Out here in the streets. Okay, so let me know if you're interested. And then you also got that Democrat debate just happening the third week of October. And I just got the word that I got the invite, so I'll be there. I'll be your eyes and ears at the next Democrat debate for the U.S. president. And I've never been to Otterbein, or not even sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I will be in a few weeks. And of course, I'll be taking you with me via Facebook Live, old school, just like we did the RNC. We're going to hook up together, and I'm going to stretch the boundaries of my past. Wherever I can go, I'm going to take you with me. If I can get a question in, I'm going to try to get a question in. All right? Should be a lot of fun. All right? And there's something else happening in October related with the show. That's maybe like the last week of October, but I can hold off and give you some updates about that a little bit later. But back to this. Clue Master writes, yeah, drop. He didn't finish the first time. I guess he thought he'd never be in a position he is in now. That's why if one can, they must finish college with a degree, because one can never tell how things will play out. Well, an article I came across recently suggests that the amount of student loan debt in the African-American community is at an all-time high. It's never been this high before. And there's two ways of looking at it. One way of looking at it is that it's just a damn scam. Like, does college really have to cost that much? I mean, why does college cost so much? I mean, there's people that graduated from college 20 years ago. Are you telling me that their education was any less because it costs less than the people who are paying for a higher education today? I don't believe that. I don't believe it, man. All I know is that when I go to the University of Cincinnati, I see them making all these new buildings and stuff that I never got a chance to enjoy, that helps to attract prospective students. I get it. But meanwhile, the ticket's going up on me or the current student for something that they might not even get a chance to enjoy. I don't think it has to cost that much. I really don't. But it depends. You want to be a doctor? How are you going to get there unless you have what our society, what our culture deems to have the appropriate, qualifications? But is college for everybody? No. And it depends on where you are in your life. If you're going to go to college and F it all up and waste your time and come out with a D average, then don't go. Some people may not be ready. They may have to go out in life and be in the real world for a little while so they could appreciate what college is and can afford them. I had a lot of friends who didn't make it through. They was partying a lot, not going to class a lot. That catches up with you. I think what would be worse, and this is rhetorical because we know what the answer would be, but what's worse, hypothetically speaking? Having student loan debt and a college degree, or having student loan debt and no college degree? I know what I would choose. I know what I would choose. I'd rather have that with me so I can use it to pay off my student loan debt, right? That's the rationale, but man, that stuff is crazy. I don't think it has to. The books don't have to cost that much. College books don't have to cost that much. You know that and I know that. All you got to do is go to college for a year. At the end of that year, you're going to realize how much of a scam college, in terms of college books, really are. So if the college books are a scam, then all that stuff is overpriced because they feel like they have a captive audience. If you try to if you want to rent a house anywhere near the University of Cincinnati, and we're just talking about renting a house, let alone trying to purchase the property, you're going to be paying high part prices, higher than that, premium, because it's a premium to live close to the campus and be able to walk or take a scooter or bike or whatever straight to the campus. People pay for that. So for instance, I know of a 2-bedroom. It's got 3 baths though. 2 bedrooms, 3 baths, $1,600 a month. No real front yard. It's got a modest backyard, no grass, but if you wanted to put a little basketball hoop back there, you could. Long driveway. It's got a basement. It's finished. $1,600 to rent, and it stays full. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, Guy. How are you today?
I'm doing great, man. You okay?
Yeah, I'm pleasant. Why?
Your energy just sounds very, very low. That's all.
Do my energy is fine. I told you every day. I'm like playing NBA 2K with the fatigue off. Keep the same energy. You know what I mean? Now, you were talking about how they use marijuana to criminalize people in some instances.
Yes, sir.
Regarding Botham John. Yeah, and the odd thing about that is, I was just in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago. When I went to the dispensaries, there were no black people in the dispensaries other than the employees. Everybody all the people shopping were white, and not just like freaky white people with dreads and tattoos. These were like people in, shirt and tie. You know what I'm saying? Like suburban mom looking people. And I just found that very, very bizarre, and I kind of said something similar to what you said to my buddy. Because what I noticed that a lot of the black people down in Las Vegas, they still use their mans, they normal dealer to buy marijuana because the dispensary prices are too high, they say. So I just when you said that, it made me reflect on that moment in the store with my homie there. We were talking about that.
So were the prices higher when you were there? Sorry about that.
I mean, I'm on vacation, so I'm there. I'm spending money anyway. I'm not thinking about it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? When you go on certain vacations, you just kind of price is not a worry for something like that. But I think it is probably $10, $15 more.
That's interesting.
Per denomination, if you will. Quarter, eighth, that type of stuff. Eighth, quarter, half, going all the way up. I think it is probably $10, $15 more on the average, depending on the dispensary. Because we went to several. So, damn, there was something else. As Drop, like, I hate that, I don't really like stealing people's slang, but as Drop likes to say, Talcum X, I think that's pretty funny. Sean King, I mean, you see on Twitter recently, he's beefing with the Golden Sissy, DeRay McKeeson.
Who?
DeRay, the blue jacket guy.
I mean, I know who you're talking about, but you said the Golden Sissy.
Yeah.
When did he pick up that nickname?
Oh, I been gave it to him. He thought he was popping back there when Black Lives Matter first came out, and that movement was like very, very. It was like basically running Twitter for a couple years there. Dude thought he was popping and ran for mayor of Baltimore and came in butt naked last. Probably something he would have enjoyed anyway. But they've been beefing. McKeeson's calling out Sean, saying that he's fronting, stealing money. And I've been telling you about that guy since the day he called out his mama for being a hoe. As well as I know, as well as every black man in the audience knows, we don't disrespect mama publicly. We don't disrespect her, period, but damn sure not publicly. Black boys don't do that. And ever since then, I'm like, this dude ain't black. He's fronting. Why do people fuck with him? Like, can you not see that this guy's dangerous and toxic and possibly a plant? All our other civil rights leaders they claimed to have been chosen. Why is he all of a sudden not the one that was chosen by somebody, by the man? And whether he's black or white or biracial or whatever, if you ever notice, all our civil rights leaders are light-skinned. High yellow or better, high yellow or lighter.
You got problems, man.
I ain't got problems. I got truth. You can sit up here and sugarcoat it all you want to, huh?
I said good turn.
What'd you say, Bubba?
I said good turn of phrase. Great.
Oh, okay. No, but I'm just saying, like, the dude he's a sucker, man. And like I said, they're calling him out.
I thought you would like him because, and use the same phrase, he been calling out your boy Sean King.
I thought I would like who?
I thought you would like D-Ray because of that.
Oh yeah, I do. I don't mind D-Ray. I just don't like his choice of lifestyle, and like to let him know, like, you ain't like who you think you are. You know, because I know what the Black Lives Matter movement is. It's a gay movement. Been saying that since day one.
It's a gay movement.
It's a gay movement. It's not about black people.
Gosh.
All the leaders were homosexuals, Nathan.
That's not true.
DeRay, Johnetta Elvey, she's gay too. You know, they're doing a symbolic arrest. Somebody wants to cut that corny stuff out. We're past symbolic arrest. That's like Jay-Z, you know, we're past Neil and Colin. What else? They're romanticizing them. When I heard those footsteps coming down that hall while I was sitting in that cold jail cell, I'm like, somebody trying to teach you how to write all of a sudden? But you know, you keep pumping these people up, and I don't get why. Sean King forwards videos, shares videos. Whoop-de-damn-do.
Did you go see Sean King? He was here last night.
Nathan, I'm going to be brutally effing honest with you. I had tickets. I said, if I go in there, I'm going to get arrested because I'm going to call that motherfucker out in front of everybody.
It's only 9:29, man. Can we do that at 9:30, B? Damn.
It's 9:30 in Australia.
Yeah, but we in Cincinnati. Now it's 9:30.
You didn't say 9:30 local time. You just said after 9:30 a.m.
Touche.
You didn't say where.
Look at you, man. 2 for 2. Touche. You're right. I didn't. Anything
else?
Okay, then.
And also, I do. One more thing. And I'm being dead serious. I don't care who this offends. And I probably should have told you this on the low, but I wouldn't do a gun class. I wouldn't be around some of these unstable motherfuckers holding guns if I were you.
I think you're talking about yourself, man. You the most unstable person.
Okay, maybe I am. That's why I'm not going. That's why I don't own a gun, because I would have been used it.
I'm glad you know
for
yourself.
nefarious reasons. I know myself.
Ain't good.
You know, I'm just saying, you know, just as not even as a fan, just as a black man speaking to another, some of these cats are too unstable to have guns around. And while you're doing the class, I'll be praying for you.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
You be safe and understand that, you know, just because you're okay with me, just because you're 6 foot, 275 pounds or whatever you are, 6'4", 275, it's okay that you don't like football.
We back on that.
I understand you didn't gravitate to the. Yes, we are, because that's very. I was listening to that phone call yesterday. That's very telling about you. You know, like I said, when men find that when men find out that another man doesn't like football, the first question is why, and then the first thought is that you must be soft. And it's okay. I just want to let you know you're still my brother.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for being understanding. I appreciate you being understanding.
The future moon. Absolutely. Oh!
We appreciate it. We go ahead and rack you. Yeah, that's fair. He throwing shots, all kinds of stuff. I'll get you. Let that roll off my back today, but I'm going to get you, though. he is nuts all the way around. Drop Rice fame is a stable genius. Yes, he is. Stable genius. Oh, man. King Koblock writes, where the F they find these fat-ass black Muslims like Fame at? Tanika writes, help, Lord, flushed. Bunky writes, a light-skinned player must have stolen snacks since broad. Hater. Yeah, he's got this color. He got a color thing, light-skinned thing, and then he also got a thing about women, black women, and he also got a thing about homosexuals. Listen, I like the brother. I do. I mean, at least you know where he's staying. I give him that. Some of these people out here be masquerading. At least you know where he's staying. I mean, it's in crazy land, but at least we know where he stands. CG Dub writes, the wolf sounds a little under the weather. Yeah, I know. Damn. John's maybe John, that was up with John's voice. John is not creepy, he's just a little under the weather. I got your back, John. On. Wait a minute, the alt middle talking about being unstable? It's like taking marriage advice from OJ Simpson. What the? Question mark. Hashtag throwing garbage cans. Mm-hmm. The dealers putting fentanyl in there and we don't know basic economics. Light-skinned people aren't black? What the? Is that what we doing now? Caramia writes, on the street, weed is $10 a gram. Why should blacks go to dispensaries to buy weed while weed on the street costs less? Well, I think that's what Clue Magic was trying to get at, is that hypothetically, if you're getting it through a dispensary and it's legal, then you shouldn't have any of those street additives, preservatives, or the shit they put in, street weed to try to make it go longer or to try to make it seem like it gives you more of you high than what it really does. I've been told people put all kinds of stuff in weed, street weed. So that's one reason to go to a dispensary, even if it costs you more. Tracy writes, Nathan, you can rent college books now, even ebooks. It's not that bad when you go that route. Thank you so much. I need every route. Karamia writes, it's expensive to live in Coreyville too. Plumagic writes, that sounds like some creep shit you were on, drop. Right up John's alley. You two are one and the same, shaking my head, he writes. Angela writes, oh, okay, I'm planning to go every night. Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I went down there, I went 2 nights. I had a ball. And I'll be honest with you, my in-laws come in town, and I always tell my wife, the in-laws can come when they come. It is whatever it is, but it just seems like you ever had in-laws come in town, it's like you want to match it up to when it's shit to do. So we're not just sitting around watching TV. I mean, I can sit around and watch TV anytime. When my people come in town, I want to go out and do things. You know what I'm saying? To me, I think that's something that's really interesting, that's different in Cincinnati. So I like the idea of it, man. I'll be willing to link up one night. Angela got the VIP. There it is. Have fun. Have fun. We need to have fun sometime and relax, unplug from the matrix. CG Dub writes, I'm blaming this on you, Nate. Me not being able to digest my breakfast. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Mason Mahler writes, John versus Black Lion. John versus Black Lion. Okay, I'm not sure. I keep telling you, nobody wants to debate Black Lion. Stop kidding ourselves. His logic down. He's going to lose his mind. It's just like he's going to start throwing adult tantrums. And because he mixed in some blackish here and there, people have a certain affinity for it. I don't understand it. But it is what it is. 13-year-old clinically dead after school fight. 2 students arrested. You know when they say anything can happen? Well, it actually did. Like 2 kids fighting, 13-year-olds, that's pretty much normal. That's going to happen. Cory Booker talks water crisis and income inequality. Cory Booker's on his way out. Why do you think people don't really connect with Cory Booker? What is it about him or his message that he could have changed to be more attractive to the voters? Because the last thing I read is that if he don't get up about 1.7 in the next 5 days by the end of the month, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm giving you headlines here. It's after 9 a.m. Trump calls impeachment efforts a joke. I told you, it's a joke to him. speaking of joke, federal authorities are putting a heads up out there. There's a brand new series that's about to drop called The Joker, because we're fascinated with everything Batman. There's nothing original anymore. And apparently this is supposed to be different because it's got Joaquin Phoenix in it. He's a big time actor. So this is a big deal now, right? And, you know, we shall see. I mean, is anybody's Joker going to be better? What was that, the Heath Ledger Joker? You know what I'm talking about? I don't think anybody's Joker is ever going to beat that one. I mean, that Joker was a pretty goddamn good Joker. But Joaquin Phoenix, he's supposed to be some kind of character actor, some kind of big deal. And it's going to be in theaters real soon. So he goes from being a failed comic to being like the arch nemesis of Batman. And here we are, 2019, still talking about fucking Batman. We still talking about Star Wars, Transformers. No new ideas. No new ideas. But the U.S. military is issuing a warning to troops that there could be a threat based upon some scenes in this movie. U.S. military is warning service members about the potential for a mass shooter at the screenings of the Warner Brothers film Joker. Stop right there. I will not be going to see this movie in the theater. Why take the chance? Remember, back in 2012, there was a mass shooting in Aurora, Colorado that coincided with the opening of a Batman movie. The U.S. Army confirmed yesterday, matter of fact, it was Tuesday, that the warning was widely distributed after social media posts related to extremists classifies as incels, I-N-C-E-L-S. The FBI is involved with this. In a September 18th email, service members were instructed to remain aware of their surroundings and to identify 2 escape routes when entering theaters. In the event of a shooting, they were instructed to run, hide, and fight. Run, hide, and fight. Run, hide, fight, if I can get it out. This is something that the U.S. military received emails about. Quote, run if you can. If you're stuck, hide, also known as sheltering in place, and stay quiet. If a shooter finds you, fight with whatever you can. The Army said it became aware of potential threats after receiving a bulletin from the FBI, but that it was unaware of any specific plots or suspects. Let's stop right there. Again, on October 13th, we're going to kick off our CCW class, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. And it will be an 8-hour class. The instructors are former police officers, black folks, who better to train us. The environment will be safe. We'll be at their facility, their usual facility, and it'll be about 8 hours. So 4 hours will be the training, and then the 4 hours will be in class, and the other 4 hours will be on the shooting range. Now, if you have your own weapon, you can bring it. Just bring 50 rounds of ammunition. If you don't have a weapon, don't worry, because they're going to provide weapons as a part of the overall cost, which is $90. You can cash at me, The Nathan Ivey Show. And I think we want to get this in at least the day before. And once I get the cash app, that confirms, and I will send the location to all folks if you are interested. For me, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You know, my last few minutes on this earth, I don't want to be cowering behind pain, begging some stranger, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to have to go. I don't want to be behind that. I don't want to go out like that. I want to go out in a hail of bullets. We both going to hell today. That's how I want to go. I want to be able to protect me and mine in an emergent situation. That whole run, hide, fight, I'm going to do all of that. I'm going to run. I'm going to hide. But when we get to the fight part and you got a weapon, it ain't no fight if I don't have no weapon. That's not a fight. That's a massacre. It's only a fight if we on some kind of level plane. I know how I want to go out. You got to make your own decisions. me see here. A separate memo issued on Monday by senior officials in the U.S. Army's Criminal Investigation Division stated that the Army had obtained a credible intelligence. So the Army's picking up on chatter that some mofos is about to commit some mass shootings that's tied up with the release of yet another Batman movie or Batman universe-inspired movie. Yeah. Incel. Let me see. Incel is a term, and I'm speaking of the way, this is the term that's being used for a group of people out there that want to incite violence, that want to commit mass shootings. Incel. I-N-C-E-L. You can Google it for yourself. So incel is a term that was adopted back in the 90s by an online subgroup of self-professed, quote unquote, involuntarily celibate men. Sound like some dumbish, don't it? Over time, some of these radicalized members of the incel community have formed an ideology that promotes violence. Elliot Rodger self-identified as an incel before he killed 6 people near the campus of the University of California, Santa Barbara, back in 2014. James Holmes, the man who opened fire in a crowded movie theater in 2012, has become a bit of a hero to the incel movie. It's been repeated that James Holmes was inspired by the Joker. I'm telling you, some people out there, man, live in different realities. Like, do you think I got time to sit around and time significant portions of my life around the release of a freaking Batman movie? But there's people out there, man, the drugs, the way they was brought up, they're looking at these movies like the Joker, like, yeah, he's an anarchist. They're looking at him like, yeah, I want to be the Joker. Again, this ain't no joke. So again, U.S. military, they got the message and the warning. Shit, I'm giving it to y'all. We all need to be on high alert. So what's the translation of this? Don't go see the Joker. Not in the movie theater anyway, because one of these incels might be in there. Come on now, you know we got some homegrown dumbasses that live in Ohio, passing through Ohio. It's like a magnet for it. So I'm recommending all Nathan Ivey Show listeners, don't go see this movie ever. I mean, come on. All you gotta do is wait 2 weeks. The movie will be on your Fire Stick. So why take a chance? So the U.S. Army service members are getting emails about, hey, keep your eyes open when you go see the Joker movie. I tell you what, I'm just not gonna go see the movie. Problem solved. It ain't that serious. I got a Fire Stick. You know what I'm saying? That's why people want to go. That's another reason why people don't want to go out. And that's the reason why people are turning to home entertainment, because you leave your home, you don't know what's going to happen. You have absolutely no control over what's going to happen whatsoever. And I don't like the way that feels. I like to be in control. I do. I don't like leaving my hands to a spiritual being or anybody else. I want to make sure that I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. How do you look at it? 513-873-7134. Currently 9:47 a.m. in the Queen City. So let me give you some updates on some near conversations here. So I reached out to Elisa Murphy, and she responded. She is willing to come on the show. I'm hoping to bring that interview to you today or Monday. You know, we might even hook up over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I want to have that conversation with you. I'll be reaching out to Janaea Trotter and her team to get her on the show as soon as possible. What I like to do is get the ladies on the same show. Okay, just to give you a sense of what's in the works. Tomorrow, we're scheduled to speak with Tommy Davidson. He's going to be over at the Ludlow Theater. Let me get this for you. He's going to be at the Ludlow Theater over the weekend. What is this? Yeah, he's going to be at the Ludlow Theater over the weekend. On September the 27th, I'll take that back. On September the 28th, my apologies, Ludlow Garage. That's at 342 Ludlow Avenue. That's in the Coreyville area here in the city of Cincinnati. You can get tickets at 3dubs.ludlowgaragecincinnati.com. And their number is 513-861-7625. Tommy Davidson, very talented, very funny man. Standout roles, fellow in film, television, and animated series as well. He's going to be at the Ludlow Garage on the 28th. And I think I'll have tickets for you. We're scheduled to speak with him tomorrow at 8:15 a.m. Okay? So that's the Ludlow Garage. So it looks like they're doing some big things over there. That's September the 28th. Again, 3dubs dot, that's www dot LudlowGarageCincinnati.com for ticket details and also for details on upcoming acts. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivey. This is your West Side Connection. If you would allow me, sir, I would like to tell my quick story on how I received my medical marijuana card back in the mid 2000s, because Fame brought it up or something. But in California, you needed to have a medical marijuana card to get the marijuana at the dispensaries, and this was prior to 2016 when they passed the recreational marijuana law. So when it first came out, they were charging you like $600 to get the medical marijuana card. You would have to go into an office, have an interview with a doctor, and you either have to have some kind of paperwork or something, almost a legitimate medical claim to get that card. Okay, so I refused to pay that kind of money for the card, so I was just getting my weed the way I normally got it, just like Fane was talking about. So over time, they lowered the cost of the card. So in 2000 and I think it was 14, it was $65 for the medical marijuana card. And what I did, I went to a website and I spoke to a doctor via internet, with the internet camera and everything. And we had about a 30-minute interview. And I basically told him that I had back pain, knee pain, because I was a mailman, I refereed. And I said that I wanted an alternative to taking painkillers. So after we talked during that 30-minute interview, he was telling me about how I could get the benefits of marijuana. And we concluded the interview, and because of my age, because of my occupation, and the things that I said, he didn't say if I was on prescription or anything, medication. And about a half hour later, I get the certificate via email, so I could immediately go to a dispensary and purchase on that day until my medical marijuana card came in the mail. And here's the irony to the story, Mr. Ivey. I delivered mail in a retirement community, and one of my customers on my route ran a dispensary for the people in the retirement community. So when I got off of work, that was that next day after I was on the phone with the doctor, I took my little certificate printout. I went to his house right after I finished my route, went to his house, went in there, got the weed, and the rest is history. So I just wanted to tell that quick story, Mr. Ivey.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Is there anything else on your mind? Did you like to discuss?
No, I don't want to get into it. You didn't toward the end of the show because at this point, Mr. Ivey, I don't need to get on here and beat my chest about my expertise in as far as the political world out there, because I know you heard yesterday some stories about how this whole Ukraine thing was set up to take out Joe Biden.
No,
because it's out there now. Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Send me a link.
Well, I guess. Send you a link. Okay. All right. But no, I always got something, but I'm not going. I don't want to get into nothing today. I just wanted to tell that story on the medical marijuana because it's coming to Ohio. And pretty much it's probably going to be expensive in the beginning to get that medical card. But then, after a while, it'll be simple. But I just wanted to tell that story, Mr. Ivey. Thank you. I appreciate it, sir. And you keep doing what you're doing. Drop Squad 52, dropping science to anyone who wants to catch a piece.
Yes, I shall proceed to continue to rock the mic. I'll try my 6ix9ine snitching on how you got your card. Drop 6ix9ine. Look at him. Snitching, telling all the stories. Telling all the business. We the business. Ohio medical marijuana card costs $150. On the street, marijuana is cheaper. Yeah, but it's not safer, which means it's not healthier, which means long-term it's actually more expensive. Ray Rice, I see nothing wrong with medicinal alternatives. When you're in excruciating pain, it beats Western medicine that affects your heart, liver, kidneys, etc. I don't use it, but I'm just saying. Man, listen, we had Reverend Lynch on. Reverend Lynch is a pastor. And they also have I think there's only 2 medicinal dispensary licenses in Hamilton County. And one of them is Black owned. That was Reverend Lynch, right? He said he got together with some of his parishioners and they teamed up and they decided to go in business together. And when I asked him if he thought it was any contradictions, he told a story about how he's got a lot of people, a lot of his parishioners that are dealing with a lot of, the effects of, aging, but also the effects of taking these Western medicine drugs for the process of aging, right? It messes you up even more. And we all know that the side effects, why would you take these drugs? We've lampooned it. I mean, comedians have joked about this, about some of these pharmaceutical commercials. And then they tell you, oh, it'll do this, Truvada, it'll do that, Truvada will do this. And then you hear this voice telling you a long list of side effects. You don't hear that with medicinal marijuana because that's why God put it here. Yeah, I mean, you can have better. I have no problem with it. I will do it myself. When I get to that point, there's no stigmatization. It's stupid. It's medicine. But because of the war on drugs, which was really a war on Black people, they had to make up propaganda. Propaganda is a part of any war. And some of the biggest propaganda was about marijuana. Oh my God, we gotta slam you against the head of a car and then jump on your back and break your ankle because you had 150 pounds of weed. You're a weed kingpin. It never made sense to me, even as a kid. The older I got to understand these things, I never understood the paranoia about marijuana. Meanwhile, alcohol is the worst drug and from a society standpoint, in terms of the overall impact, the damages, drunk drivers, the impact of people who may or may not have insurance, the impact on the local economy and the medical. I mean, it's huge. The effects of your body, but it's legal. It's legal. We see it we can't get away from it. I mean, the mayor of Cincinnati said that beer was going to bring the city back. And guess what? He might be right about that. But think about it. It's alcohol. That's a drug. People say alcohol and drugs. No, it's a drug. Just say drugs. When I say drugs, I always refer to alcohol as well. We never talk about alcoholism. I think it's running rampant in our community and it's being undiagnosed because you got people out there that drink and smoke. And we focus on the smoking and not so much on the drinking, I think. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. You tell me. You tell me in the last couple of minutes. Tony writes, and Reverend Lynch got all that property behind New Prospect. Does he? I'm not sure. Nathan Wright, the 3 o'clock tiny whisper of all the side effects that the farm companies are lobbying to get rid of. Well, listen, in my world, in a just world, you should be able to grow your own marijuana. If you can grow your own grapes and your own greens and turnips and all that and tomatoes, you should be able to grow your own medicine. But as I've said before, the vilification of it in part, I think, was, being promoted by people in the pharmaceutical industry who understood that They didn't want to compete with it. So now what's happening is Big Pharma is already pivoting to cannabis. I'm telling you, cannabis is big. Let me tell you how big cannabis is. Cannabis is so big that within the last 24 hours, I read that P. Diddy Sean Combs and his long-term protege, which is a black female who came up from I think she started doing something I can't remember the title, but I think she started, you want to say at the bottom, right? The ground floor. And he made her the president of Sean Combs Industries. I'm telling you, these sisters out here are phenomenal. Some of these sisters out here are phenomenal. And now she's stepping down. And it was reported that she said she was stepping down to work in the cannabis industry. So you never know what's really going on behind these things. I mean, did she get a better opportunity working in the cannabis industry? I don't know. Maybe she did. I'm just saying that's what was reported. So she's leaving working with Sean Combs and going into the cannabis industry because her name is Dia Sims, D-I-A Sims. You can look it up. She's stepping down to enter the cannabis industry. Came across this article on Hip Hop Wired. It was shortly after yesterday's show. So look, it's about 21 hours. Yeah, sounds about right.
Who knew there's a national park devoted to jazz where even the park rangers play for you?
Is that right?
Only in New Orleans.
No idea. Sorry about that.
They're not only performing, but they're preserving.
Stand where jazz legends play and explore the stories that will inspire you to connect with our national parks. Parks aren't just about nature, they also honor our trailblazers. Find your park and stand where heroes stood.
She's been with him since 2005, Dia Sims. So it looks like it's going to be very lucrative. Smart people are already smart and well-connected, and people with money, which means the people that already had the money, they're already ready for this in Ohio. Trust me. Tony writes, when I watch those drug commercials, I only tune in to the side effects portion. Man, when I watch those drug commercials, I think to myself, I'm never taking that shit, ever. I ain't never taking it. But, my wife is like that. Like, my wife would rather sit through the pain than take some of the pain prescriptions that she's had over the years because she just don't want it in her body. A lot of people like that. CGW writes, we went to the weed farm while in Jamaica. My man said when he dies, have him cremated and sprinkle him right there. That's funny. It must have been a good time then, really? Good. Camille writes, in the weed-growing weed farms, they use GMO to grow weed. What? Huh? They use GMO? We got to look into that. Listen, thank you so much for being here. That is my time. I'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early. Okay, until then, remember our motto. And I'll be back with you bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Again at 8:15, scheduled to speak with Tommy Davidson for about 5 or 10 minutes. She'll be interesting. And then we'll talk about the particulars of the tickets. If you reached out yesterday's show, I'll be in contact today and make sure we figure out how to get that to you. And I'll be with you soon. Have a great day. I'm Nathan Ivey, and I'm out.